Creo que el mundo de la empresa aporta sobre todo conocimiento en la gestión financiera y posiblemente la gestión de talento, ¿vale? Y obviamente yo creo que también puede ser un sponsor, patrocinios que permita al crecer el deporte, la gestión de grupo, la gestión de equipo, la gestión de roles dentro del equipo. Creo que muchas empresas les falla en saber aportar eso y creo que es un aprendizaje fundamental, ¿vale? Y luego, bueno, la calidad, la salud mental que al final el deporte produce a cualquier persona que esté en una empresa trabajando, ¿no?
¿Cómo de importante es que una empresa vincule sus valores, todo aquello lo que cree y lo que defiende, con un deporte o con un deporte de concreto?
Yo creo que no es fundamental. Yo lo que creo que puede ser una forma de visualizar para los empleados de una manera mucho más patente lo que significan los valores de esta empresa, si somos capaces de hacerlo. Puede ser un deporte específico, o un club específico, o una ciudad específica, ¿vale? Pero claramente los valores tienen que ser muy claros para los empleados y que sean reales, y posiblemente los patrocinios o la asociación con un club puede tener mucho sentido si está bien hecha y si tiene sentido ese matching, ¿no?, entre ellas.
¿Y es efectivo y rentable el vínculo? ¿Es efectivo y rentable el vínculo que se crea entre una empresa y un determinado deporte o un deportista?
A día de hoy, al menos en España, la rentabilidad, incluso te diría que en cualquier club de fútbol por debajo de primera división, es cuestionable. Y creo que son los grandes fallos del deporte profesional europeo en general. Pero creo que la vinculación de marca puede ir mucho más allá la propia rentabilidad pura y dura. Entonces, creo que sí puede ser muy útil para la marca y para la asociación de marca. Creo que a día de hoy la manera en la que se gestionan los clubes no tiene un retorno financiero directo, a no ser que estemos hablando de un patrocinio de grandes clubes en primera división de fútbol. Prácticamente en la ACB mismo, prácticamente ningún club es rentable o son prácticamente no rentables. Pero creo que la asociación de marca es muy poderosa y nos podríamos preguntar nosotros, marcas de hace 20, 25 años de clubes de baloncesto, que recordamos todavía. Por lo tanto, sí tiene una capacidad muy importante a nivel de marca.
Y ya por último, ¿qué valores del deporte aplicas tú en tu día a día en el trabajo en empresa? Y al revés, ¿qué valores de la empresa te los llevas al mundo del deporte?
Me enfocaría más en la primera que en la segunda, y sobre todo desde el punto de vista del entrenador. Yo comparo mucho siempre al entrenador con el CEO de una empresa, en la gestión de grupos, en la motivación, en la capacidad de visualizar, en la capacidad de asumir culpas y cómo dar feedback, cómo enseñar a los jugadores en los momentos de presión, cómo enseñas al empleado en un momento de presión, cómo hacerlo mejor. Entonces, eso. Y segundo, como os he hablado antes, también aplico mucho en la gestión de grupos. O sea, cómo ir a la división de roles. Explicaba alguna vez que a veces tienes una persona muy visible y otras veces otros serán los visibles y tú eres el que aporta por detrás, digamos, el back office. El deporte a la empresa creo que son muy parecidos, ¿vale? Yo diría que lo que trato de aportar sobre todo es una visión de gestión en el deporte y cómo conseguir que todo el mundo tenga claro la organización de las cosas. Creo que la organización muchas veces se puede llevar perfectamente, o la gestión de un proyecto de empresa deporte de manera equilibrada y de manera razonable.
Sadie, how and why did actually your project of Maxibasketball take form and shaping up?
Okay, so we started back in 2017-18 to get the Great Britain team into the FIMBA World Championships. We've never had a Great Britain team in any championship, so this was our aim, and we started with 2 ladies teams, age 40 plus and age 50 plus. And the age 50 plus, we came away with the 4th place medal from 22 teams. So we wanted to keep it going, and we wanted our governing body of sport, say GB Basketball, Basketball England, to recognise that basketball and sport for women is important, and also sport for older athletes. So we expanded it to men's basketball, but of course in 2019-20 we had COVID, so we just kept training where we could safely, and more people just wanted to play. And particularly during lockdown in the UK, well, everywhere and probably in Europe, you couldn't go and play any basketball anywhere. But because we were playing at a high level, they allowed us to continue. So more people of our age played basketball. and it was the only sport that we could do apart from walking, cycling during COVID. So we made the most of it.
So probably this will have a relationship, but what is the most positive part of the project so far, and maybe the most negative aspect on the development of the project until date?
The most positive is bringing more people back into basketball that would have retired. So elite athletes able to play against people they used to play against at a high level, in FIMBA tournaments, in any Masters tournaments in Europe. Just getting more and more people age 35 all the way up to 65 playing basketball. That's the most positive. And also gaining recognition, I think, from our governing body that sport is important for people's health and lifelong living and mental well-being. Negative is that we have to pay for it ourselves. Cost a lot, but we work hard to raise funds. Obviously we like to travel, but yeah, the negative aspect is the cost.
You have put in place another project called Sussex.
Active Sussex.
Yes?
Yes, that's who I work for.
What are the objectives of this alternative project of Ethics?
So, Active Sussex, I'm the Chief Executive of Active Sussex. I've been there for 17 years and it's a charity, and the aim of Active Sussex is to keep people engaged in sport. So from age 5 all the way through to old age. And the aim really is to use physical activity as a way of keeping people mentally active, socially engaged, and just using it to bring people together. Because as you know, in society it's quite inequitable. So we use sport to try and balance up society. So we make it equal to everybody as much as possible. So in Active Sussex we use government funds where we get them to bring the most inactive people, either people with disabilities, people on low incomes, people living in deprived areas, so no income, to try and keep them active, and it keeps them out of crime, it keeps them out of, well, it gets them into education and it gets them into employment. So we use sport as that medium.
You mentioned already subsidies or help from the government. How important are the relationships, partnerships with institutions, companies?
Absolutely crucial, because if you can have a healthy workforce, if you can have a healthy community, you're going to be less in hospital, less unwell, better mental health, and it's just better for society. So I think being physically active is the way to go. Absolutely.
How do you make these partnerships happen? What you see the couple of things that are distinctive for you?
So if we receive funding from the government, which we do, and say for example they want us to have an impact on older people in a certain area, then we work with local charities and local people who are close to those people, and we ask them, what do these guys like to do? What activities do they like to do? What don't they like? Do they need to see people like themselves leading them? So if, for example, you're in a city and you have a lot of people of colour, you don't always want to see someone who doesn't look like you playing the sport and leading you. You want to see someone like you so you can do it, so you can believe in yourself. So we use local partnerships like schools, local clubs to deliver the sport for us. So we secure the money and we work with them to deliver those partnerships and the activities.
Do you see a more active development of companies wanting to be engaged with clubs, with the sports? And how do you bring that to values also? Maybe trying to tie up the values that both...
We do. For example, some of the sponsorship we received for the World Championships were from companies who were interested in our age group. Yep. So they just wanted really to market to our age group, but they wanted a sport that was clean, that would represent them properly, that they could be proud of. So not too much gambling, no gambling activities. And children and young people, you'll always get companies that want to reach their parents. So again, they will invest in the sport.
That's all. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. And here we go.
Yeah. We lost.